and she's back. I will say that the last range trip I just had with her was a very interesting experience. I screwed up and I shot it at the end of the day, and I probably should have shot it at the beginning. The reason for that is I found out that this trigger is not as good as I think it is. When I take this pistol around by itself or take it to the range by itself, it runs great. I don't run into any issues. But the second I get wind of or run a better trigger, this feels clumsy. It's not me beating up on Glock. It's honest. Well, the company and what they're doing to their new products, not the design and brand, really. I screwed up when I rented a 1911 because there's no better trigger than that other than a properly tuned double action, single action revolver. And then I went to the USP 9SD, which still has a lighter single action than this thing, which leads me to believe, and I know the trigger gauge crew that keeps hassling me to get one is going to get really excited about this. But, and no, I'm not getting a trigger gauge. But this, I think the trigger was actually heavier than 6 pounds. It was probably closer to 7 or 8 pounds from the factory. The modifications I put in there actually reduced it quite a bit, more than I gave it credit. It's heavier than the USP 9SD in single action. That USP 9SD has a very, very tight, and even though it's only 2 or 3 years old, I don't think it's been shot very much. You can tell just by how tight everything is. So the single action reset's probably about 5 or 5.5 pounds, somewhere in between there. And this felt super heavy. It felt like a staple gun. It was just not good. Also, the range was 1,000,000 degrees because just like the range on base, any indoor range usually uses the filtration system. It pulls air from outside, aka the roof, and cycles it through to get rid of the lead and cleans it and all that other stuff. So it was just pushing hot air into the range, and by lunchtime it was pretty brutal in there. The benefit to this was I got to test out the grip with a lot of sweat. I was sweating profusely, and it held up great. It was perfect. I think if it was a Gen 3, I would have had a lot of traction issues. The disadvantage of that was I was tired, pissed, and I just wanted to get out of there. So I was rushing my shots. I wasn't focused on shooting, and I wasn't having a good time. Now, in a way, it's good. And I know some people are going to be like, what? And all the operator types are going to get excited because of the suck. It showed me how I performed in those conditions, which was good, but not my best. And this was the first time that I was shooting the Glock and hated it. I really do, and I know a lot of people will never believe me, but I really do like the 17 and the 19. I think they're the best Glocks, and all Glocks should be 9mm. But it baffles me because I've messed around with a Gen 4 G34, and that trigger is 4 pounds. It is every bit of 4 pounds, and it's precise and very neat and tidy. Then go to this, which I've modified, and it's still bad. The reset's perfect and the travel's great, but the poundage for some reason is just incredible. And I even entertained in that moment buying a spring, but I'm not going to. The only modifications I'm doing from here on out are a grip plug and a set of Trijicon HDs, which are en route along with the sight pusher. And those of you who are astute will see that I put on some Vickers base plates. I have 2 more, and when I start getting more mags, this is going to be standard for every single Glock mag, period, because it's awesome. It eliminates the need for those stupid semicircle cuts in the frame, and they're just great. You can strip them out. I don't know why someone didn't do it sooner. I will tell you that the install was absolutely miserable, and I absolutely hate working on these magazines. I had to buy one of those stupid squeezy tools after these because I know in the future I'm going to have more Glocks and more magazines, and thus more of these. So I had to use fucking pliers and I marred these up real bad. Like, this is not okay for me. Like, this makes me, I am embarrassed to show this to you because I pride myself on my quality of work, and this is subpar, absolute trash work. In order for me to refine the process, I bought one of those stupid pinchy tools because whoever designed this is a jackass. It's like one of those things, like the Alfa Romeo 4C, where you can't access the engine because the engineers don't want you to. That's kind of how working on these mags feel. It feels like they've been made overcomplicated on purpose, and they don't want you working on them. So they made it difficult so only Glock people can work on them and not the average peasant. Also, and lastly in closing, this thing ejected consistently terrible. It was throwing brass straight up. Like just straight up. I didn't take any brass to the face, but my GoPro took some hits. Most of the shooting footage in this video is going to be after the video because there's some of you out there that just like hearing me talk, which I think is extremely weird because I'm very monotone most of the time, except when I make my stupid voices. Some of you only like to watch me shoot, and then there's the crazy bunch that likes both, which I appreciate. But most of the shooting footage is in the back, and most of the GoPro footage is in the back. The ejection was just awful. Terrible. Luckily, it doesn't hit me. If someone is shooting with me, they're going to catch a lot of brass. And I actually had one go left. Like one or two go left. And if I can isolate the footage, I'll put it right here. And it was bad. Just bad. I'm not going to do anything to change it. It's just, that's how it's going to be. That's how it came from the factory. I'm not going to send it to Glock because I've seen all those horror shows of trying to send a gun in and then have them work on it and then send it back. They always blame the user. It works fine at the factory and claim they fix it, and then it does the same shit when you get it back. I'm not going to support that. And I know that's 5 dislikes from Glock people at a minimum, but prove me wrong. I'll show you a video for every video you show. I'll show you 2 videos for every video you show me. But there will be more to come with this. I'm not going to do an install video for the grip plug or the Trijicon sights for this gun individually. When I get the sight pusher and all the other sights, I'm going to have like a sit down how-to gunsmithing video and put the sights on. Adding sights, unless you make any fine-tooth adjustments, is not really gunsmithing, but it's, you know, I'll make a video for it. But thanks for watching. Take care of each other, stay safe, and support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America.